how long is this supposed to last? You know what I mean? How long is it supposed to last? When you get to a point where you're no longer allowing the outside circumstances or people even to fuck with you. Genuinely though. Like genuinely. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope all of you guys are hanging on in there. Okay, I know this energy has been super intense. I myself had to take a little break, okay, to recharge, okay. All right, so I'm here today to just give a message. I wanted to do a reading on the collective as far as a healing message for where we are at this time, okay. So let's go ahead and just get started here. We get an overall energy here for the collective. So this is a collective read. If it resonates, it resonates. And if it doesn't, then it just doesn't. Okay. What's the overall energy at this time for the collective? That's Gizmo in the back sleeping. Let me shuffle. All right. So we have Serenity. Wow. Beautiful. Absolutely. This is absolutely progress, not perfection. Okay. All right, you guys. You are loved here. For some of you that may be thinking that you're not, you are. Okay. All right, so Serenity is the overall energy at this time as a collective as far as healing in the midst of our transformation, because we are going through a hell of a transformation during this time. I mean, the whole world is, okay, but the individual souls are as well. Okay, so this says, the most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. Wow, what a beautiful, like, healing message. I mean, and it's absolutely facts. The most important relationship that you really can have is the relationship with yourself. Also, right, meaning with yourself, with your soul, with your higher self, with God, source, spirit, however you look at that energy, okay? Your serenity, maintaining your sense of peace, okay, in the midst, like I said, in the midst of chaos, whatever type of challenges that you may be experiencing at this time. Like, understand what's really happening is to bring you closer to yourself. Like right now, we're in the Nine of Cups energy, you guys, as a collective. Okay, the Nine of Cups is all about that self, like, fulfillment, feeling good within yourself, regardless of what's happening on the outside of you. Okay, and this is like serious, but I'm also seeing this as like spirit is recognizing your progress. Like it's not going to be perfect right now. It's not the time for perfection, right? It's not the time for everything to be like, oh yes, everything is going absolutely great. And I see it in the physical, right? You have to feel that first before you see it in the physical. You have to be in that energy, like, yeah, you know what? The shit is falling down all around me. But you know what? For some reason, I still feel all right. Like, I still feel good. Like, it's almost like a level of detachment that's happening here. And for a lot of you guys, you are stepping into this cycle of feeling a sense of detachment, but you're still connected at the same time. Now, for some of you, okay, there could be some little like hints of some resentment, okay, based upon what has happened or even what's still going on. There could be some energy of resentment, and even though I logically understand it, right, and it makes sense based upon, like, you know, societal what's happening, but on a soul level, there's no need to hold on to any type of energy of resentment. Number one, because it fucks up your flow of manifestation. Number two, it can really affect your like emotional health, your physical body as well. Resentment is not an energy that you should carry if you really truly love yourself. You know how I always say, like, nothing outside of you should hold that much value? Then yourself, not saying that things outside of you doesn't have value, right? They do. But as far as it being able to control you or bring you to a space where you can't even focus, you can't even wake up every day and appreciate what you do have and what's going on, like, that's a problem. And that's a problem with you, meaning like how you are looking at whatever that is outside of you, and how much value you're placing on that. You need to pull back on that a little bit if you're feeling that energy, specifically resentment. Okay, for some of you guys, there could be some resentment for a person, okay, as well. So kind of like pull back a little bit on that energy. Progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you have come and all that you have learned. This is definitely like, I mean, this is you going through the process of transformation, y'all. This is like major change. You know, I've been saying this like for years. And I always thought like, well, when I first got this message like years ago, how long is this supposed to last? You know what I mean? How long is it supposed to last? When you get to a point where you're no longer allowing the outside circumstances or people even to fuck with you. Genuinely though, like genuinely, I see it, I understand it, I accept it for what it is, and because of that, I'm still able to maintain my sense of serenity. You know what I mean? My sense of peace. Like, and to get to that space genuinely, that takes time. It's a process, but it can be done. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you guys are on that journey. Beautiful. The most important relationship that you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. That's the resentment. At the end of the day. Okay. All right, let's, how to do that. What is the how? In removing these negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. What is the how? As far as healing, what's the how? What's the action to take within that? I'm gonna shuffle. Fifth chakra, divine order at the bottom of the deck. Now the fifth chakra, that's the throat chakra. So this is about communication, which I feel like that ties into your responses, how you are responding. And see, first that starts with the mental, understanding, like, okay, how to remove the negative feelings and emotions left over from yesterday. Some of you guys, you need to communicate. Express, it's how you're expressing yourself, which makes sense, because if you're holding on to resentment, right, and you're like, it's going to show up in your communication. It's going to show up in your expression. It's going to show up in your reactions and how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you got to go a little bit more deeper though, Spirit, on that. Clarify the fifth chakra. The Prince of Summer, express your love. Spirit ain't playing. Oh man, I feel someone's resentment as I'm about to say this. Forgiveness is needed for someone here. And forgiveness is not a one-time thing, y'all. Like, this journey, the journey that you're on, like, forgiveness, like, make that your best friend. And don't think that forgiveness is like, you know, being a doormat and like, no. Like, that saying, they say forgiveness is really for the other, is really for you, not for the other person. Like, it's really true, y'all. This is why I always say, like, don't hold on to somebody else's negative shit. Like, that's their shit. Like, that's their choices. That's their behavior. It has nothing to do with you. And this is why I talk about the level of detachment that needs to happen. Like, if y'all really think about it, we are so attached to this world. We have a level of attachment that is so unhealthy, that is so like not balanced. Okay, when it comes to a lot of things, when it comes to people, when it comes to our relationship with people and what they're supposed to be doing for us. Okay, when it comes to whatever, the world, whatever it is, it's so much like attachment that need to be accepted, that need to be validated, that need to be like, okay, if you accept me, that means I'm worth something. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like that type of energy. Like there's such, I keep getting like there's such a need to pull back on that. Pull back on trying to get the acceptance outside of yourself. And you see that everywhere, especially now. I mean, listen, if I could speak to young women, men too, right? But I mean, if you just look at the level of what I need to be, what I need to do in order to be accepted, or in order for my value and worth, you know, to be like here, if these people, or if I'm looked at in this certain type of way, like that shit is so toxic. Talking about toxic. It always starts with the soul's mental itself before the outside toxic shit starts off. You know, if you are looking for acceptance outside of yourself, and I know that it's like, well, Nadia, everybody kind of does that, and that's the kind of like the normal. Well, it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be you looking for it. Now, that will naturally come. Of course, that gives us a sense of fulfillment, like, oh, I'm accepted and I'm liked and I'm loved, and we love it, right? But it shouldn't come from a place of a need, like a need to be accepted. That's where we mess ourselves up. And that just falls into line with everything, specifically though when it comes to relationships, because there's a relationship here where that exact thing is trying to play out. That lesson is trying to play out. A lot of you guys, you have no idea, like you are here to bring in the energy of change. Matter of fact, I want to do a reading. I may do a pick a card on like why your soul is here. I'm so serious, because it's bigger than just, you know, coming here and being this and you know, that's it. Like, no, like a lot of whoever is listening to this message, like you're here to bring in the energy of change. You're going through your personal change now, whatever type of situation, right? But you're here to bring in the energy of change, specifically when it comes to like acceptance and worth and value, and that not being determined by anything outside of you, but how you feel about the relationship with yourself, how you feel without any type of validation, without any type of love or appreciation outside of you. How do you feel without it? You know what I'm saying? Do you have enough for yourself? Do you have enough for you? Is your love and your acceptance of yourself good enough? Because if it is, then that shall be reflected outside of you. If it's not, then that shall be reflected outside of you. It always starts with self. So I feel like a lot of you guys are on that journey and you're getting there. Like you're getting there. This is the true inner work. The true inner work. Progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself right now to other people. That's a very important message that someone needs to hear. Do not compare yourself to other people. Well, they don't seem like they gotta go through all of this shit, you know, and all this work. They seem like their life is together. You know what I mean? Like, listen. You have people that are here to spark change and to bring in the energy of change, and then you have people who are not. That's it. That's it. But if you want more love, then you need to express more love. You need to become it. You need to be it. And like I always say, don't look at it as, you know, someone is taking advantage of me or I'm being taken advantage of. Like, no, you're being used, my love. And you're supposed to be. That's who you are anyway, naturally and authentically. But like I said, if you don't have that for yourself, then you will feel that way. You will feel like, you know, my love is being taken for granted, or it's being used, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen. That's what you, that's, let me not go that deep, okay? Not yet. What else you want to say about that? Yeah, what are we going to say about that? Like that feeling of being like used or taken advantage of or taken for granted. What do you want to say about that? Let me shuffle. Suffering in silence. Have confidence. See, and this is also a number 9. It's like that cycle is coming to an end. Okay? Because you're not meant to be suffering in silence. You're meant to have all the confidence in the world. Have confidence in yourself. It goes back to embracing who you really are. If you know that you are a kind, beautiful, loving soul, whatever, right? If you know that and you feel as though that that's a good thing, which it is, like, embrace that. That's different. That's going to be different than the norm, okay? Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. Absolutely. Remember, you guys, at the end of the day, when you're on a spiritual journey, what a lot of people don't recognize and don't understand is you're connecting with divine energy. You're connecting with God's energy. You're connecting with divine universal energy. You're connecting with God's energy, where that energy flows through you and works through you. So if you look at the energy of like God, that energy is everlasting. It never leaves you. It never abandons you. It's always there. It doesn't need your, I was going to say motherfucking. It doesn't need your validation. It doesn't even need your appreciation. It doesn't need to be stamped by you. Even if you turn your back and walk away from it, it's still there. It is what it is. You, right, don't get to define it. So imagine you as that energy, because that's what you are transforming into. And when I say transform, I mean be who you naturally are anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. At the end of the day. But this is progress that's happening. If you feel like it hasn't been any progress that's being made, I'm letting you know it has. Okay? Loving yourself in this way will never be in vain. Ever. Okay? At the end of the day, what's the spirit message? I'm shuffling. At the end of the day, earth healing, absolutely, is the spirit message. For those of you interested in your soul-to-soul soulmate readings, okay, which is romantic readings and dealing with your love life, check out the description box below. Okay. All right, let's read this, or some of it. This says, you are making a real contribution to the planet through your spiritual journey. Remember this and believe that your needs will be generously met by the earth and the universe. Exactly. Your source, okay, comes from source. Your source of supply doesn't come from man. Your source of supply comes from the universe. Period. What you are doing matters, and you will be supported. The earth recognizes you. She sees you as a conduit through which she is fed higher frequencies of light, love, and divine presence. Wow. This assists her in the journey of her own evolution. Earth is an exceptionally beautiful and powerful divine being in her own right. Yet she, like every other being, benefits from the assistance of higher frequencies, which offer a loving hand to help raise her vibration and continue her evolution. Wow, when I try to tell you, I'm trying to tell y'all, yo, like, don't compare you. That's why it's like, don't compare yourself, because not everybody is able right now to hold this higher level of frequency. But you are. You are here to have your spiritual life journey in a human body. Part of that process will involve sharing your light with the earth itself. This may see you take on the role of a healer, a guide, mentor, or teacher to others on the path. It may see you doing work with the natural world with various earth-centered causes such as conservation, animal welfare, organic farming, and ethical food production. It may involve an active prayer life that is ongoing through your day, praying for assistance, compassion, clearing, and blessing when you see an accident on the road, an animal or person who seems to be suffering, or an item on the news that you know needs light and healing. From the most obvious gestures to the more subtle, this oracle tells you that you are powerful enough to make a meaningful contribution to the quality of consciousness upon this earth. Absolutely. Earth asks you to do your work with quiet confidence and dedication. She gives thanks for all that you have done and acknowledges, her love for you. She will support you in your work by providing material means for you while you are here on this planet. This includes financial support, housing, food, and human and animal relationships. She will also provide guidance for your progress, opportunities to grow and expand your field of influence, education, and training opportunities, the means to take advantage of them, and the chance to apply what you have learned in a real-world content. Wow. The more you devote yourself to your task of earth healing, the more the earth will support you in fulfilling your inspired goals. Wow. If you have been wondering if the spiritual work that you are doing is making a contribution, take this oracle as validation that it is. What you are doing matters. Yes, you are going to expand and grow in the work you are doing and the impact that you have in the world because you are capable of that. But you are already helping in ways that you may not realize, but that the earth and the spiritual worlds do. You have loved the earth enough to take human form and do your work here. She knows it, and she will reward you richly for it. Keep working, shining, and growing, dear one. Your presence here is needed and honored. Wow. That's you. Sit in your magnificence. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, there is the message. Hang on in there. I'll be back. Talk to you later.